Taylor loved attention more than peace. That was her real addiction. Not money, not sex. Attention. She grew up in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods outside of San Diego, California. Her parents owned property, investments, and businesses that guaranteed she would never have to struggle financially a single day of her life. Her bedroom looked like something out of a celebrity home tour. Designer clothes, luxury vacations, expensive schools, new cars waiting for birthdays. And somehow, none of it impressed her. Because social media had already convinced her that normal success was boring. Taylor wanted excitement. She wanted attention. She wanted men looking at her constantly. And the fastest way she discovered to get that attention was her body. At first, it started online. Pictures, private online masturbation shows for anyone that wanted one. Comments from men blowing up her ego by telling her how sexy she was. Messages asking to meet her for a price. Men throwing compliments at her every hour of the day. That kind of validation changes people when they are emotionally weak enough to need it, especially young women. Regardless of what they have, they'll always want more. Because attention feels powerful when you do not yet understand the difference between being desired and being valued. By 18, Taylor had completely separated emotionally from her family. Not because they abused her or didn't love her. Not because they neglected her or didn't spoil her. She was their only daughter after all, so she always got special treatment. It was because she genuinely believed they were just ordinary people living an ordinary life. And they were holding her back. She didn't realize that, like most parents, her parents used to have a life, but they gave up everything that wasn't family-oriented to be there for her and her brothers. And ordinary became offensive to her. She told one of her friends something that sounded crazy at the time. She said, "I would rather be famous and wanted than safe and invisible." That sentence became her entire life. She left home shortly after her 18th birthday. The first few weeks she was gone, everything looked exactly how social media promised. The trips, the hotels, the drinks, the money. Men were constantly surrounding her. What she didn't know or didn't care to know was that these were the wrong kind of men. Taylor posted pictures every day online showing expensive meals, designer bags, luxury rooms, and captions pretending life was beautiful. And thousands of people online believed it. That's the dangerous part about social media. People only post the glamour, not the price it costs to get it. Nobody saw the bruises she covered with makeup. Nobody saw the night she cried alone in motel bathrooms after being beaten by men claiming to protect her. Nobody saw the panic attacks. Nobody saw all the drugs and alcohol becoming more regular. Nobody went to the doctor's visits with her for chlamydia and syphilis. Nobody saw her slowly becoming emotionally hollow. Because online, she still looked glamorous. That illusion kept her alive psychologically. The internet became the only place where she still felt powerful. Meanwhile, reality became darker every year. One pimp broke her jaw after accusing her of hiding money. Another left cigarette burns on her legs because she tried to leave. One pimp stole her phone and ID before drugging her and locking her inside an apartment for almost a week while selling her to any man with $5. After that, he contacted her parents demanding money from her return. And every single time something went wrong, Taylor still refused to call home. The few times that she did reach out, it was never personally. It was always through a third party. She didn't reach out because she didn't miss them. It was always because she needed something. Money, lawyers, bail, medical help. And her parents always answered. Not because they supported her choices, but because no matter what she became, she was still their daughter. By 24, Taylor was facing felony charges connected to fraud and trafficking investigations involving several men she had been associated with. At the same time, doctors had diagnosed her with multiple sexually transmitted diseases, one of them permanent. The nurse delivering the diagnosis said Taylor stared at the wall almost the entire time without reacting emotionally, almost like she already expected it. But here's what makes this story different. Even after all of that, Taylor still believed she was living the better life. That's the part people struggle to understand, because logic does not always overpower identity. And by then, the streets were no longer something she did. They became who she believed she was. She still posted pictures online every day. Drinks, steakhouses, hotel balconies, captions about freedom and living life on her own terms. And strangers online still envied her. That's how powerful illusion has become in modern society. People will envy lives that are actively destroying the person living them. Meanwhile, her family slowly stopped waiting. Eventually, they stopped recognizing the girl they once knew. The father who used to brag proudly about his daughter now avoided talking about her completely. Her younger siblings stopped mentioning her around friends because they were embarrassed and confused at the same time. Honestly, the older brother stopped talking to boys he had went to school with and grew up around because he didn't know if any of them had paid his sister for sex. He remembered how she used to flirt with all of them when she thought he wasn't looking. And her mother lived in permanent fear every time the phone rang late at night. Because deep down, everybody knew how stories like this usually end. Not peacefully, not beautifully, and definitely not the way social media presents them. Let me take a moment to ask you to please like this true tale and subscribe to the channel. It helps us reach more people, and that in turn will keep us bringing you these true stories. Now, let me ask you something. How many people are destroying themselves trying to maintain an image that strangers online envy? Because one of the coldest realities in life is this. Attention can make somebody feel successful while their entire life is collapsing underneath them. And the streets are experts at selling people a fantasy right before they destroy them. What happened to Taylor, you ask? No one knows. She could be in prison. She could be in the hospital. She could even be dead. Her family will never know. Why? Because now Taylor was a self-centered, self-absorbed, morally corrupt woman. She only cared about herself and her happiness. She didn't care how her actions might affect her family, her friends, or her future. To her, saying things like, "1,000 men want me," was all the fuel and validation she needed to continue what she believed was her best life. It had to be true because the internet told her so. Watch more stories like this on True Tales from the Let Me Pull Your Coat podcast. Because not every beautiful picture is attached to a beautiful life.